Hello, and welcome to the first edition of the Adventures of CC. It is my 1993 Chevy Caprice Classic with 203,000 miles on it, with a Chevy 305 fuel-injected TBI, with a 4L6D behind that, and I bought it for 900 bucks off the coast, well, kind of, more like the Valley of Oregon, and I bought it because my truck broke down, and I bought it so I could drive it back. It had title and everything, so now it's mine. Completely legally insured, everything registered, and it's been my daily driver for 3 months now. Now, I like to try to make the best of what I have, and it's been growing on me quite a bit, the look of the car. And so I want to turn it into a kind of muscle sleeper deal, you know what I'm saying? And to help me along that, I figured, you know what? I've never built a motor in my life. I haven't ever taken a motor apart, but beyond the intake manifold. But you know what I do? I watch a lot of Donut Media. I watch a lot of Ice Grip, and I watch a lot of Big Time. And with those three channels in mind, I do believe that I can build up a motor that's pretty half decent with the help of some experienced people I know. And so I will show you that motor. This is my humble abode, my shop, if you will. Luckily, my roommates aren't into what I like to do, so I got their stuff covered with a tarp per their permission, and I have all this space to work. So this is motor. $75 on Marketplace, because why not? You can see it did get water in it at one point. Very not good rust right there. But besides that, I haven't cleaned it, obviously. I'm gonna clean it and make sure it's like, actually fixable, buildable, if you will. But 75 bucks, it's not that much of a gamble. But it came with heads, which I won't be using, valve cover, intake, oil pan. I'll use the oil pan, of course, with the timing cover probably because it looks cool. It's a small block Chevy 350 from the 70s, based on the over here, the VIN right there. And pretty much everything got taken apart. I will say the crank, I definitely need a new one based on some of the wear on it. It's actually not bad. It's really not. Like, that one's not great. I'll be honest. I can catch my finger on a lot of that stuff, I think. And most of these bearings are bad. Pretty good groove in that one. But, mostly garbage. I kind of want to just keep it so that the parts I do buy later, I can just compare and be like, yep, those are parts. But yeah, she was stuck. She was very stuck. We were hammering this thing out of the cylinder with a hammer, kind of haphazardly. But yep. So that you kind of get the gist of just how bad this motor was. Dude had a bunch of them. He had this one in the shed. I think the one with the really bad rust, the head bolts were all kind of loose. And so I think he just popped her open and saw what I saw, the Cheeto dust, and decided that it was not worth it for him. But granted, he had so many of them. And this thing sat on Marketplace for like 2 months. He originally wanted $200 for it and then dropped it. So, $75 gamble, I'll take it. I'm not a gambling man, but, that's not that bad. So, like I said, this is definitely a project. The car runs and drives and is my daily driver. But I want it to be kind of a sleeper muscle, a little bit. It's not gonna be like fully sleeper. I want to get like nice wheels and stuff like that. But you see a Caprice, you're not gonna be like, holy crap, that thing's gonna kick, my buttocks at the light. And I'm not gonna try to win too many races, but if I have the power, I may as well try. But yeah, this is gonna be a slow project, incredibly slow. Hopefully it doesn't get so slow to when I finish, I have gray hair. But yeah, we will see. It's gonna take quite a while to get the parts I want, because I want to build this motor like not super cheap, but also not expensive for no reason. Because I'm realistic in the fact that I do know that I'm not gonna be able to afford like supercharging and all that jazz and stuff, and it's just gonna be kind of like I want it to be like fast enough to have fun, but like not over the top to where you kind of want like race stuff like roll cage and all that. It's just gonna be kind of like a cruiser with a lot of power, hopefully. Don't quote me on that, and please don't hold me to it. So I shall get to cleaning the behemoth, and I will update you if with bad news, good news, or just whatever I feel like. Now, unfortunately for me, I don't have the luxury of a engine stand, at least not yet. That will be definitely next purchase. What I do have is an old ATV tire and a Harbor Freight 5-gallon bucket. So my plan is, because I don't want to make the inside of this shed just covered in oil and grease and stuff. I already did that the first time, and I don't want to do that again. I have a pad right out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move block to ATV tire, move bucket to pad, move block to pad on bucket. And in theory, it'll be simple. It's just going to be a leapfrog situation. But I have to move this stupid block by hand, which I've already done a lot. So we'll see if this time I throw up my back. Alright, rate my form. If I drop this and it just gashes the floor, that would be hilarious. But luckily I got piston holes that I can grab into. Okay, stage 1 complete. Stage 2, pray for me, this thing's heavy. Now, unfortunately, this is the actual hard part, stage 3, and that is him right here. Okay, maybe there. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. And are we there? There we go. Alright, so I've been at it for a little while. And it's coming along. But there are some concerning amounts of possible pitting, Do one of these real quick. See what I mean? So, I don't have a honer right now. I will be getting one, obviously. I'd be kind of crazy to be doing this without any sort of honing thing, but I will be picking one of those up. But anyways, so I'm not going to touch those, obviously, with that guy. I did do, like, just a teeny tiny bit in that cylinder just to knock off some of that powder rust, so I could kind of see the actual metal. But I don't see any cracks in any of these cylinders so far. So, we're winning there. And in my book, in my personal book, the book of junk, if there isn't a crack, the block is salvageable. But there is some weird damage on here. Like that stuff, you know? A little bit down there too. So hopefully that's not like, you know, I can't remember if there's a gasket that goes right there or not. I'm sure there is, knowing my luck, but I think I can make that work. I think I can get that to seal. Besides that, this 5-gallon bucket makes a pretty nice block stand, because you can just spin this thing around for days and it's like locked in. But yeah, some more gasket material I need to get off there, but it's, you know, it's coming along. Okay, last update of the night, maybe episode 1, we'll see. But no like obvious cracks in the block, nothing being like, oh my god, we gotta throw this away and get a new one. So $75 so far, paying off. I did do a good amount of wire wheeling on the motor. I didn't touch any of the top of the motor, just the bottom. And I tried. Alright, so I did a little bit of this. I didn't do full screamo on this one because it was still night. I think I showed the little bit of damage here. Hopefully I can make that work. And then over here, I did get this pretty clean. Overall, not bad, if I do say so myself. And this was definitely a Craigslist rebuild, as they did not bother to mark off anything on this thing. It's literally just, there was paint all the way up into here. So, you know, it was very thrown together. Kind of my level of paint job on something I wouldn't care about. But hopefully, I'm really hoping this motor works out. Because a $75 little 350 Chevy would be pretty cool to cram inside of a, well, not cram, there's plenty of space, but, you know, it'd be pretty cool to slap inside of the Caprice. So hopefully it works out, and, you know, I'll update when she's all clean. Hopefully I'll have her home too. I'll show you that. But I'm off to bed because it's far too late for any more of the shenanigans. And without further ado, let me introduce you to Cece. Alright, around Dulce, as you can see, I upgraded from safety squints. I was doing most of that with my eyes closed last night, and it was not enjoyable. Alright, so I'm just using the wire wheel and the drill, a little bit of steel wool. We'll see what we can get done here. I'm kind of out of time once more to continue to clean this motor. I did get it pretty alright, I will say. All the paint, besides like the real nooks and crannies, all the paint's gone. I did miss a few spots on this side. Of course I did. But nothing 3 seconds with a wire wheel can't fix. And there's that guy. All clean, all dandy. I don't die. And that guy. So, I'm gonna end this video here and see what happens. But welcome to the adventures of CC. And hopefully it doesn't end up an abandoned project. So, here's to hoping.